everybody, welcome back to this Awaken Movement, Yoga, Fitness channel. We're going to be starting a new series. I am Molly, I'm a physical therapist and a yoga teacher, and so I wanted to create a few classes revolving around low back pain. So this is just our little intro video about why you might be experiencing low back pain and what to expect. So we will be creating or going through 4 different classes. But this is just a little snippet, little piece of education that I want you to watch before you participate in those classes. So, why do people have low back pain? There are a number of reasons, and I will just let you know the most common that you may have experienced. Number 1 is you might have actually gotten injured. You might have a prior injury. So, what does your body do when you get in an accident or you fall or you twist and turn and lift the wrong way? Your body protects itself. It tenses up. It doesn't want you to go into that position again. So you might have actually had a prior injury, but our brains and bodies are tricky in that your body may have healed itself, but your brain is still sending those signals that that position creates pain, or that movement or that amount of weight or whatever will create an injury again. So we need to reteach ourselves that our bodies are not broken, they are resilient, they're so amazing and intricate, and they can heal. So we'll be just doing some gentle positioning and breath work to remind ourselves that an injury does not last forever. The second reason you might be having back pain is because of tight hamstrings or hip flexors. Because our lumbopelvic hip complex, which is our low back, our pelvis, and our femur bones, they're so interwoven and connected that if you have tight hamstrings or hip flexors, I'm pointing to the back of my legs, you just couldn't see it, then your low back and your pelvis may have to overcompensate and go through a greater range of motion than maybe it should to complete different movements or motions. So that's number 2. The number 3 reason why you may be having low back pain is because of a weak core and weak glute muscles. So what we see a lot of is people they either stand like this. So what am I doing here? I'm not engaging my glutes or my core. This is leading my hip bones on the front to be pointing forward and down, tightening my hip flexors, lengthening my hamstrings, but not in a good active way. And then you see there's a lot of arch in my low back, and that's not very comfortable. But a lot of people stand like this, or they stand like this. We call this hanging on our ligaments, where I'm not actually engaging anything. I'm just using these ligaments on the fronts of my hips to hold me in this posture. So again, I'm actually arching through my low back in this position as well. I'm slumped through the rest of my body, and I'm lengthening my hip flexors, but again, not in a healthy way. And since my sit bones are going down, I'm tightening through my hamstrings. So that all changes when we learn how to properly engage our core and glute muscles. Number 4, the 4th reason that you may be having low back pain is because of a lack of thoracic mobility. So our low back is called our lumbar spine. It's actually supposed to have a lot of flexion and extension and some side bending. The thoracic spine, which is your mid and upper back, that's actually created, it's based on the way your vertebrae are shaped. It is supposed to have more rotational movements. So if this isn't working and if this is tight, then this might need to overcompensate and twist more than you may be comfortable with. And then number 5, the last reason you may be having low back pain is because of general lack of mobility and just poor sitting posture. What do? We're just at our desks or sitting in the car all day like this. And we don't get up and we don't move enough, and we just don't have a lot of postural awareness, but also our fascial systems get tightened. Our nerves literally run through this sheet of connective tissue, and if that isn't sliding and gliding and moving well, that leads to discomfort as well. So what are we going to do about all that? I will tell you what each of these 4 classes will consist of. Generally, they're going to have gentle breathing in a safe and comfortable position, usually at the beginning and end of the class. Some gentle soft tissue work, trying to work into the hamstrings, hip flexors, glutes, or your erector spinae, your back muscles. They're going to have some thoracic mobility work, like I said. They're going to have some hamstring and hip flexor stretches, some hip, glute, core, and low back strengtheners, some dynamic movements and yoga postures, because this is kind of a combination between physical therapy appointment and a yoga class. And then at the end, we'll have some an option for just a long passive stretch. Some people prefer a flexed posture and some people prefer an extended posture, so I'll give an option for each of those. All that being said, if you are experiencing any red flag symptoms, so shooting pains down your legs, extreme changes in sensation, or bowel, bladder, sexual function, any of that, please go to a doctor or a physical therapist and get checked out. These classes are hopefully very useful. They can be maintenance classes or preventative classes for you, or if you're experiencing low back pain that isn't crazy intense, they will be perfect for you. So that's what you can expect over these next 4 classes. Please, if you refer people to these, have them watch this video first just so they know what to expect. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you in the next class.